In today's video, we're going to delve into the Virgin Australia economy class product. We've flown Virgin Business, and to this date it is the highest scoring product I have ever reviewed. But can I say the same for its economy class product? Let's find out. Welcome back everyone, we're flying to Tasmania's capital city Hobart on a Boeing 737 in economy class. The aircraft taking us to Hobart is Victor Hotel-Victor Uniform Echo. Now this aircraft for all intents and purposes is the stock standard and the backbone of the Virgin Australia fleet. You'll find this plane deployed to just about anywhere, Sydney to Perth, Melbourne to Canberra, Melbourne to the Gold Coast. Even if you're flying internationally, you'll still find a fancier variant of, well, the 737. Now, if you watched my previous video from Perth, you'll know that I explained to you that Virgin wasn't always like this. They used to have 777s and the A330. But with the onset of COVID-19 and Virgin's financial distress, Bain Capital took the decision to retire those planes. So now we're left with the simple classic 737, which is what we'll be flying today. Let's get on with the review. Now don't ask me why, but Virgin never announced the departure of this flight. They kind of just trusted everyone to be at the boarding gate and board on time in the right sequence. I happened to be flying with my friend who works for Virgin, who found it a bit strange that they weren't really making an announcement for the departure of this flight. We just sat at the boarding gate together and we noticed that there were passengers just trickling on board. We initially thought it was just special passengers, but then we just noticed that there was a bunch of them.
Did I miss the boarding announcement?
This is seat 7A, the most basic window seat available. Some of the seat features include a device holder, which I haven't really looked at in depth before, but it's also strangely absent from their business class product. You also get access to an adjustable headrest, tray tables, in-seat charging ports, and some okay legroom. Now during the boarding process, the cabin crew member who can be seen here approached me and said, "Hey man, you have my full consent to feature me in your videos, just make sure you film my good side." Virgin Australia, unlike Qantas, doesn't have a safety video. Well, I mean they used to on their wide-body aircraft, but now they only have a pre-recorded announcement accompanied by a physical safety demonstration. Which one do you prefer? Let me know. Now this is how Virgin Australia's economy class product differs from a full service carrier. Virgin has 3 different economy class fares to choose from, and regardless of which fare you choose, Virgin doesn't include complimentary food in any of these. Even the most expensive fare will require you to purchase your snacks. Now this is fairly unpopular amongst Virgin's hardcore fans, but in Virgin's defense, 1, this menu is fairly comprehensive to cater to just about any dietary requirement, and 2, Virgin fares are comparatively lower than that of its counterpart Qantas, so you can somewhat justify this menu. In fact, in my opinion, the only other airline that can give Virgin a good run for its money is Rex. Now, one of my favorite items to get on Virgin Australia is the chicken country style sandwich. This is a timeless classic and never fails to disappoint. I also want to tell you that Virgin Australia doesn't accept Apple Pay. You need a physical card to buy anything off their menu. Hi guys, so we're airborne now and we've just had our meal service. I got a cup of water and I inhaled this chicken sandwich. Quite tasty offerings, if you ask me, for a flight that's just under 1 hour. When I went to use the lavatory, the flight attendant put her hand on the door and said, "Sorry, that's the women's bathroom." When I looked at her visibly puzzled, she cracked up and laughed and said, "I'm doing jokes today." Virgin Australia has 2 lavatories at the back of the plane. This one is clean and very neatly kept. It features a coat hook, mirror, and isn't super spacious, but sufficient nonetheless. Also well-stocked amenities, so good job. Now, if I'm being super honest with you, there isn't much to unpack in terms of the Virgin Australia economy class service, and the simple reason for that is because the concept doesn't change. So whether you're flying from Melbourne to Hobart or Cairns to Tokyo, you're going to get roughly the same product offering. There are some marginally better options on the international menu, but you still have to buy them. And if I'm being extremely unequivocally nitpicky, that's what sets Virgin apart from Qantas. Now, that's not to say that if given the option, I would always fly Qantas and not Virgin. In fact, on the contrary. The main reason why I choose to fly Virgin Australia is primarily because I simply love their customer service. The cabin crew in particular are always so keen to chat. I mean, if you look at the flight attendant today, for example, Simon, he took the initiative to come up to me and ask me about my vlogs and told me that I had his consent to be on camera. Not forgetting the other staff at the back who were cracking jokes with the passengers and made a very good flying environment. Now, while customer service can be fairly subjective, there's also some practical reasons as to why I choose to fly with Virgin. First, price-wise, they do pretty well on this scale. A lot of their fares are quite affordable, and even though Virgin Australia is not technically a part of any alliance, they've got a fairly impressive international network. I mean, check this out. With no wide-body aircraft and no alliance, they've still got some decent coverage. Now, as always, stay tuned to the very end of this video to find out how Virgin scored across 5 different categories, each scaling 5 points, and whether it has my seal of approval. And of course, if you enjoyed this video, remember to subscribe and follow my work on TikTok and Instagram. All these avenues are absolutely free for you, and I will never ask you for a cent to access any of my content. That's all for now. Have a very pleasant day, and I'll see you in another trip report.